everyone. I am now on day 14. I have vlogged every day for 2 weeks and I'm doing it for 30 days. But I'm actually so proud of myself for getting to day 14 because when I sort of was saying that I was ready to do it, I was worried that I would find it really, really overwhelming and then get, a week or 2 weeks in and bail, which I really, really didn't want to do. But I've actually got 2 weeks in and I've actually really enjoyed vlogging about it so far and, raising awareness. I have had so many lovely comments and messages from people about, you know, that they love what I'm doing. A few people have called me an inspiration, which I think is absolutely mental because I'm just a girl who's struggled with anxiety and depression, and I'm just sharing my story and my thoughts on, everything that surrounds mental illness. And I really didn't expect that reaction. Like, people telling me that I'm brave and courageous and an inspiration is just mad to me because I'm just telling my story. I don't feel like I'm doing anything that's out of this world amazing, but you know, people think it is, and that's so lovely. Like, the support I've had is just amazing. I haven't, come across anything negative while doing this, and that is just so lovely. And I just wanted to come on and say thank you because it means a hell of a lot to me. I said it in my first video that doing this meant a lot to me, and I'm just so glad that I'm doing it because it's just so amazing to me. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. Um, just to touch on yesterday before I go on to a different topic, um, I was obviously talking yesterday about mental health in the workplace, and I asked a few people to comment if they had anything in place at their workplace for mental health issues and things like that. And a few people actually came back to me. A couple people have said that they've got a helpline, which is what I have at my workplace. It's called an employee assistance program, and there's a helpline included on that, which you can call at any time and talk to them basically about anything, and that's work life or personal life, it doesn't matter. Whether it be your mental health, your physical health, life situations, getting divorced, having a baby, you can talk to them about anything. There's somebody there who can help you basically, which is really, really good. And one person actually came back to me and said they actually had a therapist that came to their workplace, and that's just amazing. I mean, he did say that it's obviously an expensive thing, so not every workplace can offer it. I guess if you're a smaller workplace, that's probably better, but where I work, it's nationwide. So if you had a therapist for every single branch of my company that I work for, we it's a lot of money. We have 19 branches across the UK. So that's probably not an option for our guys. I've never actually had to call our employee assistance program, but they probably could point you in the right direction of a therapist, I imagine, if you called them and asked. So that's quite good. But I just thought that was amazing, a really, really cool thing for a workplace to do, and really shows that they care about the mental health of the people who work for them, which is really, really good. And I've never heard of that before, so it was really good to hear about something new. Um, yeah, so that was pretty good. I had a good reaction to it, which is really, really lovely. Um, I don't really know what to talk about today. I was sort of toying with the idea of talking about my parents' reaction to finding out that I wasn't coping very well with my mental health. Um, and that's probably one of the things through my mental health journey that's maybe still a little bit raw for me. But I said at the beginning of doing this that I wanted to be sort of honest and open with everybody. So I apologise if I get emotional in this one, but again, it is still raw. Because when I was really, really unwell, I didn't tell my parents how I was feeling because I didn't want to burden them and I didn't want to upset them. And in hindsight, I shouldn't have done that because my parents are so loving and caring and understanding, and I should have told them because I would have got help sooner, 100%, if I had have told them. But at the time, I just wasn't thinking straight, and I just didn't tell them. I get on with my family so well. I'm really, really close to all my family. So in hindsight, to not tell them now just seems absolutely ridiculous to me. But at the time, it made perfect sense. Like, why would I share how I was feeling with someone when I felt that down and that rotten and, suicidal and just horrible? Why would I tell them that? I didn't want to upset them, basically. And the day that I basically had a full-on breakdown, which then obviously started my recovery, I broke down on the floor. I was in tears, and this was like in front of my mum and my sister. And I just, I absolutely bawled my eyes out. I had a full-on panic. I didn't want anyone to touch me. Like, I just wasn't me. Like, even now, like, I'm 22 years old and I've moved out of my house. But sometimes all I want is just a hug from my mum and dad. And I only live, like, around the corner. We live in the same town. But I love my family more than anything in the world. Just so much. I even have a tattoo on my back with a quote from when I was a little girl. I had this book, and I'm sure a lot of people probably around my age also had the book. It was called Guess How Much I Love You, and it had 2 hairs in it. And my tattoo basically says, I love you right up to the moon and back, and I had that done for my family. I just love them so much, and on the day that I had that breakdown, it was the only time that I've ever seen my dad cry. And my parents just looked absolutely heartbroken. And they wanted to help me. But just the look in their eyes, like, I could tell that they were thinking, like, what did we do wrong? And they didn't do anything wrong. It's just a really unfortunate thing to happen. Nothing bad happened to me. I'm so lucky that nothing bad has ever happened to me. To cause my anxiety and depression is just a thing that happened. It wasn't anyone's fault. but I could just see them, their minds just ticking over, and I could tell how upset they were. And they are absolutely amazing parents, and they helped me so much. I wouldn't have been able to face it without them. I really, really wouldn't. And they're so supportive, and I can absolutely tell them anything. And when I'm struggling, I can go to them. And I guess basically what I want to say is, if you're struggling, you know, tell your parents. They wouldn't want you to suffer on your own. And it doesn't matter how old you are, whether you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Tell your parents, or your parent, or your parent figure, whether it's your aunt or your uncle or your grandparent, whoever. You know, tell someone how you're feeling, because it hurts them to see you hurt, but it hurts more not knowing that you were hurt the whole time. And I guess that's, you know, the top and bottom of it. No parent wants to see their child suffer with something. I knew that one would get emotional, because it gets me every time I think about it. They still worry about me so much now. And I'm grown up. But your parents never stop caring about you. Tell your loved ones how you're feeling. That's mainly what the point that I wanted to get out of this. Because you don't have to suffer on your own. And definitely for me, they were the kick up the arse that I needed to get help. Because if I didn't have them, I wouldn't have, I would still be just as bad as I was 6 years ago. You know, 100%. You know what, thinking about it, it's actually 8 years ago, which is crazy. Feels like a lifetime ago, and then feels like yesterday at the same time. It's such a weird thing. I'm sorry for getting emotional in this one, but I knew that there would be at least one vlog where I got upset, because it's a sad thing to talk about, but I'm not gonna, you know, come out all bright and bubbly every single day, because that's not the nature of why I'm doing this. You know, it was meant to be raw and honest, and I feel like that's what this one is. And I knew I'd cry on this one, because it's about my parents, and I love them so very much. So yeah. I'm gonna have a cup of tea now, because I got all emotional. I wonder if I did the ugly Kim K cry. Like, you know that one? If you haven't seen it, just type in Kim Kardashian crying. That was me just then. God. Right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have a cup of tea, and I am going to watch some Family Guy, because that's the way I roll on a Monday night. And I will speak to you tomorrow.